any banned substance, they would have wanted to invalidate any grand slams, any wins. It would have shred doubt over the authenticity of her physical abilities from day one. And I just don't really see the same thing with Maria Sharapova. She is a tennis player. She was banned for a substance that, from what I'm reading, most of the major tennis players all knew about. And it's a substance called meldonium. Meldonium. And she was suspended just yesterday for 2 years by the International Tennis Federation. And what I don't understand is they suspended her for 2 years, but they're claiming that she didn't really know. Quote, the ITF tribunal unanimously concluded that what I did was not intentional. So wait a minute, you didn't intentionally take this meldonium? Of course you did. It was well documented that the ITF, the International Tennis Federation, had contacted Maria Sharapova and contacted all of the particular tennis players and told them that this substance is on the banned list. Now, here's what you got to ask yourself. How many other female tennis players have been banned because they were taking meldonium? I don't know of any. You know why? Because they all listened to and heeded the warnings of the ITF. For what I understand, this meldonium it's a recovery drug. It allows your heart to pump a little bit more blood to your body. I guess it makes your heart work a little bit more efficiently. Yeah, that might come in handy when you're a tennis player, right? So all this time, Maria Sharapova has been taking a substance that gave her it was not natural. It gave her a leg up. And yeah, it wasn't until very recently that this meldonium was put on this kind of list, on the banned list. But what that means is she's been taking this substance throughout, the last 10 years, I think I read? So she can just get on the court and deal with somebody like Serena Williams. I just got to make this point. I don't talk too much about tennis, but this feud between Sharapova and Serena Williams has gone on long enough, and somebody needs to say, I told you so. 2 years for doping. And again, had that been Serena Williams, it would be the biggest story in sports. It would be the biggest story in the sports universe. And I don't believe that the ITF will be making excuses for her. How do you get suspended for taking a banned substance, but then they say, oops, my bad, you did it unintentionally? No! How is it that Maria Sharapova is the only female tennis player who anyone's talking about who's been suspended for this particular substance? That's because the rest of them heeded the warnings. And she said, white skin privilege, I don't have to do that. You got to tell me what to put in my body. That's my Maria Sharapova voice. I don't know if I'm close or not. All right, so that's out there. Also, did you see this tragic video? These videos of Bobby Brown. I mean, they pull on your heartstrings, don't you? I saw a video of Bobby Brown sobbing because, his daughter is now passed, his ex-wife, Whitney Houston. In the most recent video, Bobby Brown claims that he didn't know that Whitney used dope until their wedding day. Now, I know a lot of people want to believe that it was Bobby Brown that got Whitney Houston strung out. But that doesn't have to be true. Why? Because he's a man? Because he was the bad boy of R&B? Maybe Whitney was already taking dope. And that's what Bobby Brown's most recent video basically says. They said, I had no idea. Is that even possible? I mean, I guess it depends on, the relationship, the living arrangements. If you don't live with somebody, then you don't really, really know them. That's for sure. I don't care how long you've been in a relationship. If you don't live with somebody, living with somebody gives you a whole nother layer of access into their most intimate rituals, systems, and habits. And habits. Can you really know someone unless you live with them? I don't know. I don't think so. How plausible is that Bobby Brown didn't know that Whitney used dope until their wedding day? So what did she pull out some cocaine, okay, on your wedding night? I mean, what exactly did she do, Bobby? That's deep. All these years, people have been blaming Bobby Brown because Whitney Houston was on dope. It was never fair. It was never fair. How was Bobby to blame because Whitney's on dope? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, he's the bad boy in R.A.B. He's pulling her down. Man, if I had $1 for every person I've heard say that over the years, blaming Bobby Brown, when I think it's very, very clear and very, very plausible that, maybe they were both young and doing their particular types of drugs or whatever. And yes, I did watch that Bobby and Whitney reality series. It was hard to watch because Whitney was doped up all the time. She was doped up all the time. Morning, noon, night, doped up. Doped up. You going to blame Bobby for that? Come on now. Jericho writes, off topic a bit, but did anyone see the picture of the Instagram model trying to entice Steph Curry during the game? If not, you should. Hashtag a thirsty thought. No, I didn't see that. I'm sure that Steph Curry has all kinds of women trying to come at him right now. Even some of the post-game reporters. I did see a video of Ayesha Curry, and she comes over and sort of breaks up this little whatever was going on between this very attractive female reporter who was getting very close to Steph Curry during the games. I mean, I watched it on television. I could see it. Let me write this in, type this in. Thought, game, Curry, IG. Let me see if I can get it that way. I mean, what you do on, what's her name? Ronnie Rose? Is that her name? Send me a link, Jericho. Oh, snap. I see that. I see the image right here. Oh, man. Yes. Yes, Lord. Yes. 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 What is in her? What is in her mouth? Is she like licking her fingers? Is that what she's doing at the game? Ayesha better look out. She better watch it. Thanks for that, Jericho. Speaking of which, speaking of thirsty, you want to know somebody who's thirsty right now, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really have a big problem with it. This woman is in my fantasy file, so it's all good. You can't say anything about it. And I'm talking about the images of Ashanti. She was recently on stage with Fat Joe and Remy Ma. And her outfit was thought-alicious. You talk about thirsty. I let one of my buddies see it. He said he felt sorry for her because clearly she was trying to use her body to get back in the spotlight. But I don't have a problem with it. You know me, I was that dude who was hoping that Free from 106 in Park, I was hoping her career plummeted. And then she'd have to go to the other industries to try to get her spark back. We'll put it that way. I know it's morning radio. And don't blame me. I'm a man, okay? Blame God. He made me like this. And that is cool. Brittany says, am I the only one who can barely hear Nate? It sounds muffled and your pic is not displaying, Nate. I can do that afterward with a picture. There's no picture of today's particular show on that profile, but I can add that later on. I'm not sure how necessary that really is. Let me know what's going on. Is anybody else having any issues? I'm coming through loud and clear on all my levels. Okay, but thanks for that. Ms. D writes, Whitney's brother introduced her to cocaine, and I think with their tour schedules, Bobby might not have known. Thank you for being real, Ms. D. Let the record be set straight. After all of these years, Bobby did not get Whitney strung out. Whitney got Whitney strung out. I don't really have a lot of sympathy for these stars that get strung out on drugs. I don't have a lot of sympathy for them because it's a victimless crime. Like, if you want to do that to your body and you develop these habits and you develop these issues, the world's not supposed to take blame for that. You're a grown woman. You do Brent writes, nobody is talking about stripping her of her wins or titles either, speaking about Maria Sharapova. Right. Carolyn writes, Jericho, I saw that. These thirsty pots are off the chain. I mean, listen. I mean, it's a woman. She's a woman. He's a man. And she's trying to use her feminine guiles, okay, to try to get his attention. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, he's a married man. Yes, he is. That's for him to decide. That's between him and his wife. No wonder he played so well in game 2. Or was he distracted in game 2? I don't know. I'm sure these NBA types deal with that stuff all the time. I'm sure that's no big deal, quite honestly. Whether it's in the game, after the game, or just walking around. When some of these women see that this brother, these ball players are out and available, they're in great shape, they're popular, they've got money. I mean, that's an irresistible combination for a lot of women. For a lot of women. Brittany writes, no disrespect, but Whitney was a grown woman making her own decisions. Ding, 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 ding. Brittany's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Dare writes, that's not true. It was been confirmed by other celebs that hung around Whitney way before she met Bobby. Jericho writes, yep, you see it, LOL. I see it. And is she looking super thirsty? Yes, she is. She's sending the signal of, I'm here and available, baby. Just let me know. Okay, I get it. I get it. Shannon writes, LOL, Nate, you're too much. Brent writes, now, I need to see that Ashanti joint. Send it ASAP. Oh, my God. Send it ASAP, huh? Oh, God. It's on World Star. I'll put it that way. You can check it out for yourself, Brent. And it's clear that she wanted to be noticed on stage, and she was very noticeable. She was very noticeable. See, Michael writes, your voice is low and muffled using Spreaker. Not sure what that is. But thanks for the heads up. I will work on that. Many people are reporting in. Thank you for that heads up. I will deal with that, absolutely. No doubt about it. Does anyone think that we should just go ahead and just legalize marijuana for recreational use and medicinal use across the board? Just pass the law that says, listen, you need to get a doctor's prescription. The doctors can get certified. You get your prescription. You go to the dispensary or the store. You purchase it. And that's pretty much it. What else is really needed? What else is really needed? You should be allowed to grow it in your house if you want to. Let's say you could have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 plants. That's about it. You know, just like with previous plans. And that way, if people want to, let's say you have a garden in your backyard. If you want to put it in your garden, go right ahead. What is wrong with that? Is that going to make the world come to an end? Is that going to somehow, you know, make people more likely to do these type of drugs? I don't think so. I really don't. I think that people that want to do it are already doing it. I really do. I don't think it's going to change anything whatsoever. But what do you think? What are these folks so afraid of? Is this just like the Snoop Dogg sort of, you know, backlash against what people believe marijuana and the kind of activities that other folks are going to start doing? Is that what it is? Is this a backlash against youth culture? I mean, this is 2016. In Colorado, it's legal. In Washington State, it's legal. In Washington, D.C. is legal. Why not here in the state of Ohio? I mean, come on, folks. I just think it's time for some good old-fashioned common sense. Oh, man. Some folks are saying they hear us loud and clear. Jay Watson says, stop in a semi-truck, headed to World Star. It's worth it. I won't lie to you. For men. And ladies, don't judge us now. This is Nathan Ivey Show. Let men be men, okay? This is men. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You got to take it all. There was no bad or ugly yesterday at the Hirsch Recreation Center. I was there for about 90 minutes. Had a great time. I did. I didn't play any at all. It seemed like they had that pretty much locked down. And I didn't want to run out there with a extra large T-shirt on a 3X size.